Good morning from Lake Gogebic and Gogebic State Park in northern Michigan, UP, kind of off to the west, just to the east of the Porcupine Mountains. There's my van in my sight this morning. I'm going to give you a tour. By the way, this is Scotty Wandering. My name is Peter. I do a lot of campground tours, and this is the second time I visited a state park in Michigan for campground review, and it looks kind of familiar to the last one. The last one was on Lake Michigan, Green Bay, just into the state, coming up from Green Bay. And the layout is very similar. This one just doesn't have a row of paved pads. These are all grassy sites, which can be great, except when it rains a lot. Then everybody's kind of living in mud. But it is a beautiful state park along this massive lake, Gogebic, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's one of those things I just saw a list of 5 words only Michiganians can pronounce, and that was one of them. So I listened to one of them to figure out how to pronounce it. There is a beautiful beach over past the entrance here, and that's also kind of a note here of several Michigan state parks that I've seen is major road, and you're in the park. There's no buffer between us and the major road. So when I was standing out here last night talking to some people, we kept thinking a car was coming at us. When we were talking, I kept looking like, oh, somebody coming, there's someone coming. It was just someone driving by. But, like I said, nice sandy beach down there. Massive day use area down that way. Porcupine Mountains are just off that way and heading up towards Lake Superior. And Lake Gogebic is huge. Highway 2 is just to the south of us. Then this massive lake going up. So dump station here, $10 fee if you are not a camper, which isn't bad, but there are a lot of national forest, state forest campgrounds around. So if you're staying in those, come here, $10. You can dump. Big chunk of this is just on the water or close to the water. And I kind of like their style of marking the sites. They're kind of marked off. It's kind of hard to tell when you're in the site where you really are, but this begins a site. This is site 1, and that ends the site. Now, power poles are just sort of on the divider between 2 sites. Bring a long cord, because you may want to be over there, but your power's over here. Site 2, site 3. Now I'm here at the very end of the month, end of July. Camp host, I guess, was here over the weekend, and then packed up everything, including flowers, everything, I guess. Probably going to be a change of camp hosts. End of the month, new camp host comes in, they switch up here and there. Give themselves a little variety. Site 4, Site 5. And this is pretty much choose your own adventure, how you use your space. Do what you want with the space. Six, 7, I believe. If I'm reading that right. No, the markings need to be replaced, I think. And there's no other markers anywhere other than what's on the roadway. 8. Somehow I'm at 11. I must have missed 10 somewhere in there. No, here's 10. Here's 13. 15. I'm confused by the numbers right now. 12 in this beast that showed up in the dark last night. Hard to set up in the dark on a muddy surface. 16 over here. Now you start to see how people just kind of use it however they want. And 12 here truly is from that edge of that picnic table over there all the way over here. So they have all this space to work with. $14 on the corner. I'm in 17 down here. $18. They're backed up, so I pushed myself forward so I had my own space down there. Bathhouse, men's and women's, or men's and women's, and then showers on that end. There are 5 shower rooms. $19 over here. And, you know, he has his little cocked looking towards that opening. That's a cute little trailer, though. 20. Put the tent's way down, car's way up. That makes sense. 21 over here. The old row trek. 22. 23 is not in use or something. That's kind of weird. 24. That's a cute little vehicle. But like I said, bring a long extension cord. 25 is definitely a tent site. 26. 27 is a really wide site. 28. You can fit anything in almost all of these except the one I noted back there. Then we got a playground, some swings. Swings down by the lake. 29. I'm not sure where they start. Ends way over here. So, you know, put yourself towards the edge. Because that's what, no, but their power is way over there. It's a really long cord. 30. That one almost has a pad. 31 over here. This may take a few minutes. 32. Dodge the tree a little bit there. 33. Corner lot. 34. A little more shady if you don't like the morning sun, but you still want the water side. 35. Got a little water fountain here. In an area they're trying to keep you out of because it's soft. 36. Yeah, you don't want your trailer in here. This is, again, a tent. There's sort of a little ditch running through the middle of it. You could fit something here. Power poles there. I guess it would work. But it's a little more limiting. 37 is this space. 38 over here. This is 40. Now we're getting a little off again. Again, choose your own adventure and where you put your stuff. 39 is on this side. Another water back there. 42. Yeah, we're way off on numbers now. 44. With all of this, that's like 3 vehicles, 4 tents, a whole bunch of bikes. 41, wide open with tree in the middle. 46. 43. In this area, 48 across here. You got room to bring your toys. 50. 45. They really worked to get as close to that tree as they could. 51. This one's got this area to play around. 47. Over here's got another ditch to it, so they're living at one side, but their picnic table and fire ring are on the other. 52. That's a little more wooded site on the water, which is kind of a nice combination. I mean, half the site is in the woods, but there's still plenty of room here. A little gravel section getting you in there. It's actually kind of nice. And they have to bring their big extension cord reel. 53 here. Park it however works for you and faces the water. 49 on the corner here, this half of the corner. 54 on the outside here. And that's kind of the end of the waterfronts. 54 I said, right? 55's over here. So that put us all the way down at the end now. Now, I think I'm going back up to the middle. And then I'll have to come back and catch the second part of the loop over here. But 56 is the last of that numbering. Right here. Nice wooded site though. Now there is a foot trail over there as well. I don't know where it goes. Alright, heading back up the middle, going back. We have 57 on the corner lot here and 58 on this corner here. Now this one seems to be, oh, this is actually paved straight through. That's a pull through. 60 similar, but it's a little muddy over in here. Looks like some people have struggled in and out. '59 here. So 59 starts way over there. But you kind of sometimes have to park where the power pole is. 62, another pull through, paved all the way through. 61 here with the travel trailer and truck and boat. 64 here. I'm not sure who's on what line here. 66, the fifth wheel here. 63, I believe. Maybe. 68 over here. A little muddy. This one looks really soft. I'd avoid that one completely. 65. 70 over here. That takes you all the way up to this bathhouse. 67 over here. Alright, I just checked this particular mid-bathroom. This is the kind that's men's side, women's side. Sink, toilets, showers in the back. And there is a washing sink in there as well for doing dishes. 69 here. I don't think I have anything in this corner. And 71 over here. Not in this corner. with limitation of the drainage ditch. It's right by the power pole. Got a crossroads. I'll keep going straight through. Now, there is no wayfinding, as in like, you know, signs saying these sites are there, there. You just have to look at the map to figure out where you're supposed to go. 72 on the corner here. 73 over here. 74, this open space here. Not the best for RV. Again, very soft in here, so I wouldn't even want to drive into here. So stay out of that one. Alright, 75 here. Comes up to these trees. 76. Not sure where this one starts. With their neighbors overlooking them off their back deck. 77 through here. 78. 79. This nice big open space. It's actually huge. Do a lot with that. 80. Not as deep as some others, but still plenty deep. And you can go wide like the neighbors over here. 81 here. 82 here. And apparently they have a cabin. 83. Cabin is 84. 85, I guess. The numbers are lining up again. 86. Nice wide space there. 87 is the empty one on the corner here. And that brings us back to the original bathhouse that is across from my site down there at 17 for a reference point. Now, I got to go back down here to come up that side, part of the loop, and then finish it off with the final stretch over here. All right, way back down on the north end again of the park. So if you can see, I'm down here again, looking to see where the foot trail goes. It goes across Route 64, starts at 1,200 feet, really. Highest elevation at 16. So there's a bit of elevation change in this 2-mile loop trail around the campground, going out over up the hill and around. Semi-modern sites on the right. So what that's telling me is, as you're going down this road, this outside road, the sites out here, they don't have electric. Sites over here have electric. That's the difference. And it's a $2 price difference. Not that big, but if you're a tenter, doesn't need the power, feels a little intimidated. If you don't get a nice waterfront site and you don't want to be in the middle of all these RVs, you can tuck away nice and quiet over here, except for the fact that you're on the road or next to the highway. All right, so 88 is the first one here next to the foot trail. 89 on the other side of the foot trail. The first couple over here with the pull-throughs marked from the other side. 90 here. Now these are very nice, isolated, tucked away. If you want some separation and not living in amongst the big boys. 91 is actually a very big site. So if you don't need power, you might actually get some sun in here too for solar. You can have that one. And I think there's nothing until we get past the little pit toilet out here on the edge. So this gives you the extra aspect of rustic camping, but that always works. 92 here. Our first one, 93 here, that isn't a pull through. So that's just on this side. 94 out here. 95 over on this side. I love the eyes. That's a great addition. And this is actually there in 95. That is really wide. 96, stay away from it. Or at least, well, this half of it. You got to have a good sight over here. But that's a mud pit. Okay, 97 over here. Now this isn't very deep, but it's got plenty of width. 90, right, 98 over here. Very shallow. 99 over there. Again, now we're across from the bathhouse. All right, this gives you a sense of where on this lake we are. We're kind of here. I did take a look at the county park down here. That county park has nice terracing between rows of sites, but what I saw looking at it driving in was rows of fifth wheels with no vehicles attached to them or even in the area, which tells me that they're practically seasonal sites down there. Probably, I don't know what's like up there. It's another campground up top here, and there's still more to go before you get up to Lake Superior. And remember, there's lots of waterfalls in the area that are spectacular. All right, 100, again a mud pit. Don't get that one. Do not recommend. 101 is the corner lot over there. 102 is over here. That's not bad. Nice and wide. 103 is the next one over here. That fifth wheel. 104 over here. 105, you can always fit it in here. 106 goes back quite a ways, but it also puts you more into the highway, which is pretty quiet at night. These roads are pretty narrow, as you can see. 107, it's a smaller one. No fifth wheels in this one. This is definitely smaller. I'm not sure if we have electric along here or not, but power poles are over there. 108, again a small tent site on the back side. 109, again not very deep. It's got width. 110 here. Okay, 111 over here, backing up to the cabin. 112. Don't go through there. I think that goes to offices of some form. 113 on this side. 114 over here. Again, I think only the ones on the right are the ones without power. 115, the backlit right now. Looking a little soft out here in the rain. 116. Not a very deep one, cozy little site. 117 on the corner. Okay, it's like 65 degrees and everybody's running air conditioners. Open your windows, folks. 118 over here is a really tucked in site, a little muddy up front, but there's the drawback to that one. And now I'm back to my bathhouse, originally where my van is, and we can finish this off. Last stretch, almost done. 119 is this corner site. Nothing over here for a little bit. 121 starts way back here, meanders over to basically where they're set. 120 on this side. I think that's a pit toilet, not a shed. 122 bike is. 123 over here. You can see some trenching going on, people trying to get in and out. 125 on this stretch. I'm not sure. 24 maybe. Some markings are missing. 126 over here. And then I think we have 127 with the older Class C on the corner. And then we come back to the camp host. And apparently, you know, I think this tent is part of their host duties is like serving coffee and things on the weekends and stuff like that. So I've heard. Alright, one last thing I want to show you is kind of how this choose your own adventure works. They're facing that way. He's facing it a little bit. I had to move forward so I wasn't like being stared at. Everybody's looking at me over here. So that's my tour from this beautiful lake. Don't expect beaches in front of your sites. You get a rocky shoreline. Now this particular site though has a spot of beach you can walk in on. It's not like the others. It's kind of unusual. And I picked up the site last night, rolled in, asked at the desk, you got a space? She's like, oh yeah, I'm going to give you 17. $22 a night. If you want the rustic ones, $20 a night. That's pretty darn cheap. The national forest that I stayed at last night, or the night before, I mean, was $18 a night, I think, or 16, maybe 16, I forget. The water wasn't working. Here I got power, showers, electric, you know, I got everything. And that. And what's really surprising is I've hardly seen boats out there. Last night there was a few on the other shoreline riding around. It's been quiet and peaceful down here. Hello, squirrel. Oh, you saying hi? You want to say hi? Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. So, that's my tour of Lake Gogebic. I think I got that right. State park along shores of a beautiful big lake here. Up in northern Michigan, UP. It's a beautiful spot. It's very different than what I'm used to for campground, because it's just everybody does what they want, sets up what they want, but everybody fits. You figure it out. Hopefully they don't trench the grass too much getting in and out. But so if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. This is my third video of this series from the UP. I did one back earlier this year with a couple of sites, including Pictured Rocks and a couple of other campgrounds, state forest campgrounds. So this one's already got 2 national forest videos before this. I'm not sure where I'm going tonight. I'm hoping I'm just going to go wander the Porcupine Mountains and go see some more waterfalls before I have to head back home. So thanks for coming along. Get on out there and up here, look out for waterfalls. Okay, one last thing I just learned. I was looking ahead, try to book a site for tonight up in the Porcupine Mountains. And in the Michigan state system, you can't book a site less than 3 days out. You have to go to the campground and see if they have sites and probably get in and possibly. I looked, there are 3 sites in the one I want, and the other one, there's a couple sites too, so I got to go up there today and try to grab a site when they're available. So that's why I was able to come in last night, just drove in, asked if they had a site, they booked me right in, but I would not have been able to do that online. It is the exact same software system that the Wisconsin State Park system uses. There, you can sit there at the site and go, yeah, I want that one now, and take it if it's available. But here, you must book 3 days out.